brothers and sisters, I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, our beautiful country, and how we're going to fix this bad boy together. And the content that I'm going to show you right now is, yeah, the ATF just was confirmed to have, facial recognition software, which they run against tens of thousands of Americans. And yeah, the Government Accountability Office is telling them they probably shouldn't do it in Congress today. Yeah, we're going to walk through the entire thing. This one, it's like the day of bombshells. You need to send this one out too. I'm having you guys do a whole list today. But of course, before you do any of that, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and spread this freedom from to and fro across this beautiful country. As you guys get in here, it looks like our audio and video is good to go. We are about to have a party right here. All right. So guys, you have to understand in the time that we're in, we have to adapt to new partners and new different technologies, and this is a perfect example of the sponsor of this video. Patriot Mobile is something you guys need to check out. It's not just a mobile carrier. This is a new approach to a new piece of technology for your mobile service. So here's an example. If you literally start a contract with them or a phone service with them or whatever you want to start with them, they actually do a search in your area and they pick the one network of the big main three so it gives you the best service. They can actually go to all three. And if you move, you call them, they do the exact same process again and get you on the strongest network for that area. No longer I'm team blue, team red, team yellow. Guys, this is some technology that can genuinely increase your experience with your cell phone experience and your cell phone coverage. And on top of that, they actually support the causes you support, like the 2A. This is a no-brainer, guys. There's a link in the description box below. Check it out, and thank you to them for making this possible. Now, on to the feistiness. Oh my goodness, I'm on the wrong page. Here we go. So, now that you guys are all in here, we've got the audio, we've got the video. I'm going to show you something that GOA broke today. My chair just did something weird. So, GOA put this out today, and I'm going to basically run through what they said, and then I'm going to show you some things from the past of where we've seen this before. Okay, again, remember, as you're coming in here, spread this out because the ATF just got caught yet again with facial recognition software of our faces. All right, watch this. This is the clip that GOA put out, and then I'll show you the backstory here.
While the technology may support criminal investigations and help bring bad actors to justice, policymakers and federal agencies must consider the potential impact of its use on civil rights and civil liberties. Because the potential for error and the potential to misidentify someone could lead to the arrest and prosecution of an innocent person. While the technology may...
Okay, so she's talking about facial recognition software, okay? And this is the director of the Government of Accountability Office. So this is the watchdog inside. She is saying, look at the post right here. Breaking, ATF HQ is using facial recognition technology to identify gun owners. The USGO, or United States Government Accountability Office, stated it could impact civil rights and liberties because the potential for error and potential to misidentify someone could lead to the arrest and prosecution of an innocent person. That would be you and I. Okay, this needs to go everywhere. And by the way, the person on the thumbnail, Pam Bondi, there's a reason. Hey, on the X feeds, when you're following me at Braden LOA, also tag me and say, hey, at Pam Bondi, when are you going to get rid of this? Create that energy, because this is how we do it. And you can follow me all day long. It's been a blast over the last few days. Thousands of you are jumping on, and thank you for that, by the way. But let's keep going. So this is another clip from the same hearing, and then I'll show you where this factors in on the back, because GOA even picked up the memory on this one too. The Government Accountability Office found that the ATF has insufficient accountability mechanisms and initially did not even require training on how the technology works, how to interpret the results, and what photos are appropriate to use. So the problem there is people could have been arrested and charged and they weren't even trained on how it uses, of which they shouldn't have had in the first place. Watch this.
All 7 law enforcement agencies initially used these services without requiring their staff to take training on topics such as how the technology works, what photos are appropriate to use, and how to interpret the results. About 60,000 searches were conducted before staff were required to take this type of training. All
60,000 searches of potentially your face were performed with none of the training on how the technology works, how to interpret the results, or what photos are appropriate to use in the thing that shouldn't even exist. So to put this in perspective, guys, the ATF isn't even allowed to have a database of registry of the gun owners, which they don't have one. They're not even allowed to have one by federal law. But it's okay to have a facial database? That's okay. You can't have serial numbers on inanimate objects, but you can have our faces? Come on, get out of here. All right, let's continue. Because again, this is all stacking. GOA gets credit on this because they genuinely went back and they did the exact same connection that I did that I'm about to show you, but I've got a little bit different of a take here. ATF conducted at least 549 facial recognition searches on gun owners from 2019 to 2022. The ATF officially told the Government Accountability Office that their use of such services was halted in April of 2023, but in July 2024, Senator Ron Johnson found evidence of continued use. You know what, GOA? High five, good job, because that's where my brain went to. And as you can see here, guys, this is a video that I did. This is the internal stuff that shows you basically my internal studio. And if I scroll right over here, it shows you ATF has facial recognition software. And that video was launched in July. Okay, so this is something that's coming up again. Okay, this should strike some memory for you. This is from Senator Ron Johnson, the preliminary findings in my investigation into the attempted assassination of President Trump. So this is when the actual, where the bullet went through the guy's ear because he turned at the last second. Like, look at this most beautiful graph. That whole thing. Yeah, so this is what they released a couple days after, and we talked about it. But now this is just more affirmation of the exact same bullcrap. Hold on, where'd it go? Hold on, I gotta find number 4. There we go. All right, so here you go, right here. It was supposed to be highlighted, but it's not, so I'll do it manually. Following the shooting, Secret Service was seen on the roof of the American Glass Research Building with local law enforcement. Photos of the shooter were sent to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, ATF, for facial recognition. Okay, that was in July. Senator Ron Johnson, a sitting U.S. senator, that was in July. This right here was dropped today. So from last July to now, they're still talking about it. This is a thing. Okay, but anyway, let me show you the rest of this stuff that's actually in the report that Ron Johnson put out. Amazingly, they put this out. Let me show you. So, as you can see right down here, I'm just going to see if I can't highlight it. Sorry, I'm just going to have to read it, not highlight. According to individuals on the roof, a member of the Allegheny County Bomb Squad requested the photos be sent to a phone number with a 215 Philadelphia area code, which was stated to be for the ATF. The ATF was apparently requesting the photos of crooks for facial recognition purposes. Hello? Are you seeing it, guys? Okay. Now, as we go into this, you continue to go down this and you hear lots and lots and lots, and all this stuff is linked so you can read it for yourself. But it concludes with the ATF, it was never known if they ultimately did conduct any facial recognition on the photos provided to their agent. Guys, you are looking at more and more evidence all the way back from July to now in February. So July 2024, February 2025, we have the Government Accountability Office still talking about the facial recognition software at the ATF, of which they should not be allowed to have. Guys, there is so much information on this. Senators need to be tagged in the when you're following on X at Braden LOA. You've got to do House representative members. You've got to do AGs. You've got to do Pam Bondi. You got to do everybody. This has got to come to an end. You got to do at GOA. They would love that. But the point is, guys, it's all linked. Get in there, click around, send it everywhere you possibly can, because these guys have facial recognition and they already ran 60,000 with no training. And the Government Accountability Office is concerned about essential liberties, civil rights and liberties. Yeah, I'd say we have an issue. Houston, we may just indeed have a problem. Good Lord. Man, I tell you what. But that's what I've got for you on this last one of the day. I told you it was going to be a bombshell. I mean, I did in the second one. But today was a heck of a day. Thank you guys for watching so much. Make sure you follow me at Braden LOA on X. Make sure you're sending this video out so everyone knows about it, because we are in the fight for our rights and the next generation as well. And I will see you tomorrow morning when it's going to be just as crazy.